if you are not humaning well, if you are not taking care of yourself, if you are not treating yourself well, if you are not doing that even when dollars are tight and money is funny, if you are not putting good things into your body, if you are going to continue to be hard on the earth, none of it matters. Welcome back to the Humaning Well podcast. We are continuing with part 2 of the Stay Ready capsule, which is a 4-part set of episodes aligned to the Humaning Well pillars of health, wealth, relationships, and growth to help you build, readiness for these uncertain times. Like, we need to stay ready, right? Like, I know y'all are hearing all the wild stuff. Like, there's a recession coming. No, it's not. The shelves are going to be empty in your stores in the next few weeks because of the tariff situation. Oh my gosh, the tariff situation is evolving. Like, it's literally, the news is coming out of our ears and it's all unpredictable and hard to follow. And so some of us are just kind of stuck between, do I just ignore everything or should I start hoarding, products? And then what products should I hoard? I don't think either of those are the right answer. I do, in this episode, want to talk a little bit about what we're spending our money on and how we're spending our money, because I know sometimes in moments like this where it feels like the news is a little everywhere, we can get a little spendy and a little irresponsibly spendy because, we want a dopamine hit. So I'm here to offer you, under the wealth pillar, not financial advice, but, what I'm hoping to give you in this episode is to give you some money mindset shifts that aren't just good for your pockets, but they're also good for your health and your well-being and your habits and your whole human experience at a time where it just kind of feels like everything is a little I'm not about to force budgeting down your throat in this episode as a warning, but I'm going to give you a few things that might help you maybe not save a whole lot of money, but treat yourself well in a time where it may feel like you don't necessarily have easy access to that. Okay. Because let's be real talk. We don't know what's going to happen, but we need to be ready for whatever it is, which means we need to be well. Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do. The very first thing that I think all of us should be doing, especially with the news that we're hearing, right? Like, buy it once by buying it well. Just buy it one time by buying it well. The thing that comes to mind specifically for this is ditch the disposables, the plastic utensils, the paper cups, the plastic plates, the get rid of all of that. Invest in some sustainable, durable basics, like actual tableware. Because unless it's for an event, you shouldn't be using this disposable stuff because we know that there are microplastics. It's not good for us to eat off of it. Also, you're literally throwing money in the trash. You're tossing it in the garbage after you eat on the money. You throw it in the garbage. And so for the cost of what you're probably spending on buying all of that stuff, you can probably get yourself a decent set of, plates, cups, maybe glasses, and some eating utensils so that you do not have to continue to eat off of plastic. All right. You can be nicer to the environment. You can be nicer to your body. And there's also something really special and nice about plating your own food. Instead of eating out of to-go boxes or, eating off of disposable stuff, there's something that feels really nice about sitting down to a proper table setting that, it's good for the psyche, right? So you're really solving for 3 things by making the decision to go ahead and get some decent plates. It may not be plates and cups and whatever for you. It may be that you have purchased the cheaper version of this or that thing and it's not working for you and you just keep suffering through it. Stop that. Get the thing that works, that does the job you need done. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you money. It's going to save you frustration. In a time where it feels as if everything on the news is intended to set your nerves on fire, let's get rid of the things that we don't need to be annoyed by. All right. So let's stop literally throwing money away. Make a smart investment. One time you might feel the pinch in the short term, but in the long term, you will benefit in multiple ways, ways you have not even begun to expect because you haven't done it yet. That's my first one. My second thing that I think we all could do is start a protect your joy fund. I know that, we are on this journey of being real clear that we are not, going to be participating in certain activities, and we are focused on our well-being and minding our business. This is a great time if you have an extra $5 a week, if you have an extra $10 a week, to toss it somewhere and set it aside, put it in a bank account, whatever it is that you want to do, and budget for your joy on purpose. Just plan for it, because we're in a season where it is really easy for us to blow up our budget and mess up our income and all of that stuff chasing relief. You had a tough week. Lots of your friends have gotten laid off. It's easy to slip into, I'm just going to buy myself this pair of shoes. I deserve it. I had a tough week, whatever. It's very easy to do that. If you put $5 away for a year, it's $270. That's a plane ticket if you purchase it in advance. It's a really fancy dinner for two, a super duper fancy dinner for one. It's a few trips to your local rage room if you have one. It is potentially an overnight staycation at a local 5-star luxury hotel. It is a 90-minute full body massage, at least a 60-minute, depending on where you live. It is several trips to your local ice cream shop. Set a little bit of cash aside weekly. Just a little. You don't have to monitor it. Just set it aside. Don't stress about figuring out where to invest it right now. The investments are doing all kinds of things. This is just a small amount of money that you are going to set aside for your joy. And when you need a break and when you find yourself frustrated, you have a nice little shot in the arm set aside to do something nice for yourself for free, or at least at a good discount, without feeling like you are throwing your budget or your finances into chaos later. Okay? Planned pleasure is cheaper than crisis splurging. Okay? Let's plan for it. It sets you up to be intentional about your joy instead of moving from desperation and chasing dopamine. All right, so that's your second thing. Third thing you can do in the wealth pillar is believe in little luxuries and micro upgrades. So I have a really good friend. She is also my accountant. And we have this thing that we talk about with each other when we find something that's really small that just feels really good. Didn't cost a lot, but it is a nice addition. And we call it a little luxury. So an example of a little luxury might be you get a free upgrade on a flight, because you have decided to actually go ahead and sign up for the mileage accumulation. And, you happen to end up on a flight and they just happen to upgrade you on that flight. Nice little luxury. So sometimes it's free. Sometimes it's something really small. She went to Montreal and brought back these bath creamers. They're like bath bombs, but instead of just being fizzy and putting just stuff in the water, they're these natural aromatic oil infused. So they make the bath nice. You come out nice and moisturized, and it is a wonderful experience. It is the smallest little thing. I mean, it might be the size of a golf ball, but I love them so much. So I have stocked up on them. They're not super expensive. Well, they're from Montreal, so they probably are expensive now because of the tariffs, but I have a number of them, thank goodness, but they're a tiny little thing. It's a small thing. And so, when I'm frustrated, when I've had a long week, I can have a nice luxe bath time anytime I want. I have a towel warmer in my bathroom, so I can drop my bathrobe in there and put my drying towel in there. So when I get out the tub, I have it nice, warm, wrapped up. Listen, it's a whole spa day at the house. Okay. So I want you to think about the ways that you can do that. And I asked my team this week, what is it that you think I should be sharing that falls in line with this? And one of my team members shared that, she likes bags. Handbags are her thing. And when she wants a new bag, sometimes instead of splurging on a new luxury purchase, especially at a time like right now where it's I don't know, she's an entrepreneur. She doesn't know what's going on and who's going to end up having to shift how, she's working with them or whatever. She's like, sometimes I just buy a new bag strap. A bag strap is a lot cheaper than a whole bag. And it gives the bag a whole new look, a whole new vibe. So she'll buy a new strap for a bag that's funky. I have a couple bags that I have guitar straps on instead of a regular purse strap. And it gives this bag that's already a favorite of hers a new look. So she wants to carry it more. And I thought that was such a good idea. I'm like, yo, I have a nice little collection of bag straps myself, and I had not considered that. And so that's another way. Like, what is a little luxury? Something small that'll just give you that little, oh, this is so nice. This is such a nice touch that you can just add to your, whatever. Another thing that's really good is if you happen to have a credit card or something that accumulates points. Like the building I live in, I get points for paying my rent, as an example. I don't really watch the points. I don't even really pay attention to them. So they build up. Some of you do like Starbucks stars or whatever. I let them build up. And then when I'm having a tough day, I go through and look to see where I have points, like, Sephora or wherever. And I have myself a day on the points. Okay. I don't have to watch my budget. I get to enjoy some unexpected spending. It feels nice. I'm also not putting myself in any financial detriment. But the thing is, I still get to feel good. I still get to have the yummy, luxury feeling. And because what we really got to make sure we're doing is being good to ourselves. All right. So how are you infusing little luxuries into your life? Not this big extravagant, I'm going to the Met Gala thing, but like something that's small and accessible. It's super important that at a time where everyone feels a little on edge, that you are still being good to you. But it doesn't have to put you in like a poor financial position. I am not here to tell you what to stock up on. You know your needs. If you want support with what to stock up on in a moment where everything seems to be frantic, my best recommendation would be that you sit down and you write down your own weekly purchases, maybe over the, last couple of weeks, and make some judgment calls about what you can afford to buy in backstock. It's that simple. If you are worried about, some potential civil unrest, figure out what it looks like to have a bug out bag or a bug in bag, depending on if you want to have to hop out and run or if you plan to stay and hunker down. There are ample sites for that. I'm not going to make any recommendations to that end. I think you have to decide that on such a case by case individual basis, that my best recommendation would be, that you do a little bit of research on yourself and see what you would need first. But I am here to tell you that even if you have all the backstock, you've got your go bag packed and all of that stuff is together, if you are not humaning well, if you are not taking care of yourself, if you are not treating yourself well, if you are not doing that even when dollars are tight and money is funny, if you are not putting good things into your body, if you are going to continue to be hard on the earth, none of it matters. None of it matters. So before we close, I'm going to give you a couple questions you can consider about how you can stay ready in the current moment, especially from a financial perspective. The first thing you can ask yourself is, where am I spending from impulse instead of intention? What is the thing you run and go buy that feels good all the time that you probably don't need to be buying? Okay, for me, it used to be shoes. The second question, what small financial choice can you make today that could improve how you feel long term? I would put the plates in this category. Okay, small financial choice. You can go to Dollar General and get plates, like legitimately. Okay, but it feels so much better to plate your food and eat off proper tableware. It's going to improve how you feel long term. Third thing, what does my spending say about what I value? And is there something that I need to heal? All right. Let's stop wearing our shoulders as earrings and panicking about everything that news is giving us, and do what we need to do to stay ready, including making sure that we are taking good care of ourselves. All right. So that's the episode. If, by the way, you are enjoying these episodes, can you please share it? Share it. You can share it from Instagram. I'm going to do a better job of making sure I post these on LinkedIn. Please share the episode with your friends, your family, your folks. Share it with 3 people. Just pick 3 folks. I got my numbers back, and it is very clear that we need to share this pod if we want it to continue to grow. So please ask people to tune in and take a listen. By the way, if you have feedback, if there's something you want to hear, hit me up. I'm available. I'm on the Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. I am also on Blue Sky, not quite as often, but I am still also there. Hit me up. I'm happy to hear your feedback and thoughts about the podcast. And lots of you do. Let me also say that. Lots of you do. reach out to me and tell me that you appreciate my episodes and they make you think and reconsider your own experiences. Pass it along so we can get some more thinking folks in the world. All right. That's the episode. Y'all take care. See you next week.